Find all solutions to the equation sine alpha equals 0.7 in the domain 0 less than equal than alpha less than equal than 4 pi. Give your answer correct to 4 decimal places. So I'm going to start off by just writing down sine alpha equals 0.7. I'm also going to write down what is my domain, and this will become very important when we get to harder questions. Smaller than equal to 4 pi. So the first thing that you need to realize is that we are working with radians, calculated set to radians. Okay, second thing is I'm working with more than one rotation. In other words, one rotation goes from 0 to 4 pi. If I can quickly, again, just draw you a sine graph and explain to you what happens. It's just easy to see. A sine graph looks like this, where it starts at 0, pi, 2 pi. And then it goes to 3 pi, 4 pi. So that's 4 pi. 0, that is 4 pi. Okay, and where's sine alpha 0.7? Well, that's 1 and that's negative 1. So somewhere here, that is where I have 0.7, which means there somewhere. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 answers. Okay, you don't have to do this, just so that you understand it better. So what I do, there's different ways of doing it. I prefer this way that I'm doing now, by doing 2 cast diagrams. Some people don't. If you don't, just make sure you don't make a mistake when alpha change or alpha change to double angles. It just becomes a little bit tricky if you do it differently. So what I do is I say for each one of these, I'm going to have a rotation. Okay, so I'm going to have a cast diagram for each one of them. My first cast diagram is going to go from 0, positive direction to pi, then to 2 pi. And then I'm going to have the same thing again. I'm going to start at 2 pi, then it's going to go to 3 pi, and then it's going to go to 4 pi. So that's 2 revolutions. Sine is, let's say cast. Where's the sign positive? Sine is positive in first and second, first and second. So there's going to be 4 answers for this. Same as that, 1, 2, 3, 4. This is going to be for the first one, that one is going to be for the second rotation. Okay, first thing that I need is I need the reference angle. Reference angle, so I'm just going to say reference angle equals the inverse sine or arc sine of 0.7. I just make sure my calculator is in radians. It is, and all I have to do is to say it's the arc sine of 0.7. Enter. My answer is, now 4 decimal places means you look at the 5th decimal place and then round off towards that one, which means it's 0.7754. 0.7754. That will be my reference angle. That would be what is the angle in my first quadrant, which turns out to be the one that I want. But that's the reference angle. I don't write alpha there. Now I can say, once I have the reference angle, I can say alpha equals, and there's going to be a few answers. Alpha equals, move it a little bit that way. Alpha equals, in my first quadrant, it's going to be 0, going in the positive direction, so it's plus 0.775, which is just 0.7754. Then it's going to be my second one. I'm going to start at pi, so alpha is going to be, I'm going to say or. Alpha is going to be, I'm going to start at pi and I'm going to go into the negative direction. Remember, this is negative direction, this is, no, that's the same. And that is positive direction. So this is positive, that is negative. So I'm going from there in a positive direction. From there it's pi take away. So pi take away 7754. On my calculator, I get an answer. And the answer for that question is roughly, where are we? On my calculator, the answer is 2.3 662. That is that one done, that one done. Now I'm looking at this one. I start at 2 pi. So, or alpha equals, starting at 2 pi, and I'm going in the positive direction. Going in the positive, so it's plus my reference angle 0.7754, and that answer that I get is thus the answer is 7.0586. Or I have the fourth one. Starting at 3 pi, how do I get there from my x-axis? So that was 2 pi plus. This one will be 3 pi going in the negative direction. So alpha will be starting at 3 pi going into the negative direction. So it's minus 0.7754. And that will give me an answer of 8.6494. Again, I'm going to say alpha equals, I'm going to have my answers so that my maths teacher love marking my work and they don't get upset. 662, 7.0586. And just make sure you don't make a mistake copying this. 8.6494. So that's all my answers in numerical order, ready to go.